bigger.
Hi, you must be Mr. Matthew. Are you ready for the job interview?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
Okay, we will start with a basic question. Can you tell us something about yourself?
All right, so my name is Matthew Senangsa. I've got a bachelor's degree in design communication visual from Universitas Multimedia Nusantara. So I've applied here after I found out about the job posting advertised on LinkedIn by the company. The one about recruiting a fresh graduate with a passion for graphic designing and as to be a full-time worker. So the reason I applied here because I see myself as a very honest person, as well as since I believe that as someone that work on art for others, they needed to build their career based with the trust in mind. So I've always tried to always keep that mindset as my foundation in everything that I work on.
Okay, next, what experience did you have that is relevant to this position?
I believe it's the flexibility, time management, as well as hard work. I don't think someone could survive without being flexible, whether it was in their craft nor their social adaptability. People with great flexibility that could also handle many art styles will definitely be able to open so much opportunity down the line. They also needed to be able to negotiate as well. As the part of being a good designer is to have the mind to connect to other people and to emphasize with them. Um, I believe I also say time management. It's because someone that could manage their own time would be a better one than the one who couldn't, especially given if they're working with others or maybe even as a team of designers. Given the fact that every job has a deadline, even more so as a designer. Um, I also I also think that creativity played some part. While being fast on what you're doing will add a great value to the mix.
What did you learn during your time at the university?
So in my time during the university, most of the time I have there went into researching as well as to hone my skills. I've researched many tricks to further increase my skills as well as developing it into something which I could be proud of. Um, I actually joined into one of the clubs which promotes this additional knowledge of the ones that I lack, so that I could learn from my upper seniors in how to handle and deal with them accordingly without it having to make consequences.
Okay, now we will continue to a more personal question. What do you see as your strength?
For me, I saw my greatest strength was in my creativity. I feel my creativity as my most valuable strength, as it was the source of the foremost thing that has me hooked with designing in the first place. I love being able to pour my creativity in every work that I did and also enjoying them as they came into fruition. My other strengths include adaptability as well as dedication. I'm very adaptable when being given any situation, even with some people I didn't recognize, or maybe when I'm being placed in a place I don't really have any experience in. I'm also dedicated to finish what I was given to do. It's actually one of my personal traits.
Okay, now next, what do you think about our company website?
Um, Personally, I think the website was very nice and also comfortable enough to access, as well as to navigate. Some of the contents I found there was quite intriguing and had helped me came up with many interesting design ideas. This design was very pleasing to the eye, with it being clean enough that you didn't even need to look hard enough to find what was needed.
All right. Next, can you tell us what attracted you to this position?
Um, from what I've seen from the previous works published by the company, I've always noticed that the company always put as much great care as well as thought for every of its works. From creativity as well as innovative ways to use colors and perspective, had me wanted to one day be able to work in the same environment made by the company, to hopefully be able to contribute with the team that made them and achieve success.
Okay. Next, how do your colleague describe you?
From what I've heard, they describe me as someone who's very patient. If I remember correctly, they told me that I'm always the very patient even under most pressure. They also told me that I'm very creative, which was also why I followed them the most out of all my strength.
Okay. And what university did you attend? And why did you choose it?
At first, I chose to be on UMN after I've heard that it was one of the best and most advanced in terms of nurturing its talents of designers. Its promotion of digital usage of design had me interested to apply for a scholarship into the university. The university that I applied to provided the environment that I believe I need, from connection with others of the same interest, as well as a platform to compete and learn from each other's skill set, and also to access to many of its facilities that I hadn't even known existed at the time.
Okay. Next, how did you typically approach a new project?
How do I approach it? First and foremost, I would do a sufficient and thorough research on the subject. The next step would be to analyze and determine the outcome to find if it was a desirable one or not. Then I would draw a concrete planning based on how to approach the subject. This meant that I also needed to compare the resource and time given that I needed to complete the project with the one I had at hand. Lastly, I will also make a series of deadlines, a timeline of sort, to keep the milestone of the project from the very start to the very finish.
All right. Next, what do you know about our company?
From I know, besides its previous amazing works, I also admire how the company kept on always delivering top quality service. The people that I know of always praise the company for their great products and service. Not to mention, while there were many of the business with the same field as the company, this company stood out and came out to me as the very intriguing based on the fact that while the companies favor their community very much, they still wasn't afraid to push out such amazing creation, which was quite brave if I had to admit.
Okay. Next, where did you see yourself in 5 year time?
I saw myself as someone a really successful graphic designer, as someone that's professional as well as knowledgeable, someone with an in-depth knowledge of industry and the inner working of the company. To learn as much as I could during those 5 years' time to then further my specialization and achieve my goal of success.
Okay. All right. for the last question, what are the most or the least enjoyable aspect of this position?
For me, the most enjoyable aspect of the job, I think, was during its creation as well as seeing its output. The joy and the rush after completing the thing you are passionate in and seeing it appreciated by the others. As for the least enjoyable aspect of the job, um, for me, I think it might be when you need to refine and recreate the projects many times before it will be published finally. The looping process it would take before it was acceptable enough.
Okay, yeah, that would be the last questions, and that would be the end of the interview. Do you have any question for me?
Actually, yes, I have. Um, First, can you share more about the day-to-day responsibility of this role?
Okay, first, the thing that you need to pay attention when you're working as a graphic designer at this company is the working time, which start at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And if you have a meeting with a client, then your meeting time will be more flexible. Uh, that's all. Any more questions?
Okay. For my second one, if I were to be hired for this role, what would you want me to achieve in my first 2 months?
Okay. Well, some of the things our company expect from you is the consistency of your work. It would be a good thing if the first month you work here, you consistently give your best performance at your work. Any more question?
Okay, will be my last. Thank you for answering. How would you describe the management style of the organization?
The management style in our company can be categorized as a mix between transformational and democratic management. We listen to every opinion of our employee and help them develop their potential and abilities to achieve certain position. I think that's all about the management style. Any more question?
Um, no, thanks. I think that's all.
Okay. I hope my answer can answer your question. Well, the interview has ended. Thank you for your participating and have a nice day.
Thank you.